UFC 285. This is the weigh-in recap show, full card predictions, and the betting breakdown. Main event, Jon Jones versus Ciryl Gane. We're going to talk about all of the matchups after seeing the fighters on the scales. Make sure you guys smash that like button. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. Turn those post notifications on and make sure to share the video as well. Also note, full card UFC 285 fight companion going down. Super excited for that. Make sure you guys tune in. And let's start it off. First fight of the night. You can see the face-off there right away. I'll bring it up because I had it on screen. It's Loik Radzhabov versus Esteban Ribovics. Now, earlier on in the week, I was on the side of Loik Radzhabov, as majority, I think, of the people expected from me. He's a high-level PFL veteran. This is a guy who's been in there with solid competition. We will bring up the official scales, and then I'll bring the face-off back up. Let's look at the official scales. Loik Radzhabov shredded and ready to go. Talking about him jumping in on short notice. He is a guy that was supposed to be on The Ultimate Fighter. I believe he's definitely in shape and super dangerous. On the other side, you have his opponent, Esteban Ribovics, who also looks to be in pretty decent shape. No concerns with the scales on either side on this matchup here. Looking at the face-off, similar statures. You definitely see more muscle tone on Loik Radzhabov, but that doesn't matter to me. Scales mean nothing here. I'm picking Loik Radzhabov to win this thing. I think he will get it done by a decision. As far as the betting lines for this matchup, Radzhabov is a fair-sized favorite at around minus 250, and then Esteban at plus 235 as an underdog. Yeah, I like Loik Radzhabov to get this thing done. I see him winning the fight. I'm feeling pretty good about him getting a win, using his wrestling advantage, and also the fact that we know he's going to be in shape. This is a guy who's gone 5 rounds in the past at a high level. PFL finalist, that means something, especially against an unbeaten but raw debuting guy like Esteban. So I'm picking Loik by a decision. As far as the decision prop, which I'll read off, it's plus 205. Radzhabov, the pick. He gets it done to start the night off. Let's keep running up. Next matchup on the card, it is Farid Basharat and Damon Blackshear. So earlier in the week, I've been all over Farid Basharat to get the win. I think he's technically the better striker on the feet. I think he will find openings on Blackshear. Though Blackshear is a tough and athletic out, he's got a draw in his UFC debut, and it was against Yusuf Zalal, which is not a bad draw to have. I like Basharat's chances of outstriking him. In the grappling, I think Basharat can find dominant position. I'm also very high on the Basharat brothers overall. I expect similar successes for Farid Basharat in this fight as his brother. So I'm picking him to get the win. Earlier on in the week, I was on knockout. The scales, I think, are going to be a bit of a factor in that determination. There is Basharat, who looks shredded and ready to fight. And then there is Damon Blackshear, also pretty damn shredded and ready to go too. He's definitely not coming to lose this fight. As far as the official face-offs, I will bring them up now. Let's see these bad boys. Let's see them facing off here. All right, here it is. Boom. All right. You see Damon Blackshear has some good muscularity. I think that makes for a difficult guy to control in the grappling. I still think Basharat wins this thing, but I am leaning after the weigh-ins, decision victory for Basharat. So I am going to pick Farid still. I'm kind of feeling like it might end up going longer. The reason I had knockout earlier in the week is I was thinking Basharat potentially landing body shots and fatiguing a Damon Blackshear. That could still stand, but I am very impressed with the way Blackshear is coming in on the scales, looking shredded as fuck and ready for a hard fight here against Farid Basharat. Now, as far as the odds, Basharat minus 435 as the favorite, Blackshear plus 370. There was a reason I was on KO earlier in the week, so I'll still bring that prop up. KO for Basharat plus 550. Decision, which is the expected outcome, is plus 105. That just being Damon Blackshear never being knocked out. Farid Basharat, I do think, has the finishing capabilities, but Blackshear is not an easy out. He's still in his 20s also. It's a very hard matchup. And as good as he looked on the scale, I'm going to lean decision for this one. I know the money line is wide, though, unfortunately, if you're looking to money line things up. But I'm picking Farid to get the hand raised. He gets this thing done. Let's keep running up the card. And let's get to our next matchup. It is the ladies going after it. Jessica Penne and Tabatha Ricci. I've been all over Tabatha Ricci. I think that she's got a speed edge, a striking edge, even a grappling edge at this point. Jessica Penne, also 40 years of age. So youth advantage for Tabatha as well. As far as the scales, there is Jessica Penne, who doesn't look in bad shape. Looks like signature Jessica Penne. There's Tabatha Ricci. She looks solid on the scales also. She did look pretty damn shredded at the face-off, and I'll bring up the face-off right now, and we'll check this thing out. All right, let's go. Boom, there's the face-off. You see the size advantage slightly toward the side of Jessica Penne. She's the taller girl, right? But she's not a huge power puncher and doesn't do a great job of keeping girls at bay and at range. She likes to grapple and entangle shit in close. So for me, I got to go with the side of Tabatha Ricci to beat Jessica Penne. Don't let that little mess up of the words distract you from what's going to happen. I think Tabatha Ricci wins a unanimous decision in this fight, and I'm pretty fucking confident. As far as the lines, Penne plus 265, Ricci minus 275, another wide favorite. Unfortunately, we got a lot of that on this card. Ricci to win by decision, my official prediction. The odd for that one, Ricci decision, minus 120, best value. I do think she can get it done on the cards. I think she's going to outstrike Penne, touch her up with shots. I think when they grapple, the strength edge is Ricci. I see her landing takedowns, and she's pretty quick on the floor too. So Ricci to win by unanimous decision between these two girls, the official prediction. Let's keep running up. Next matchup, Mana Martinez and Cameron Saaiman. Listen. Note this, Mana Martinez overweight by a pound. Cameron Saaiman championship weight ready at 135. I'm picking Cameron Saaiman. I'm very confident that he can beat Mana Martinez. Mana Martinez is the stepping stone to push him towards, a higher level as a prospect. Because Mana Martinez had real close, gritty fights with back-end bantamweights. Saaiman, my prediction, as far as the scales, don't think much changes. There is Cameron Saaiman. There is Mana Martinez, who definitely looks like he put an effort to try to make weight, but he wasn't on it. He came in heavy for this fight, and I think Cameron Saaiman's got his number. I don't think this was like an intentional weight miss where somebody comes in heavy to try and fuck with the matchup, which we might be talking about in a little bit. Not with these two. Look at the face-off there. Both thin guys. I think Saaiman at 22's got good skills. I think he wins the striking, the more crisp Muay Thai. I feel like Martinez is more hittable than him. There's opportunities to rip him with shots. He's been dropped before. I think Saaiman might knock him out. I like his chances to get this thing done. Now, as far as the betting odds for this fight, Saaiman is minus 260, so he's not that crazy of a favorite. It's because he's 22. Plus 250, Mana Martinez, the underdog. Knockout prop for Saaiman, plus 225, best value, but it's also at plus 160 at BetOnline. I think there's a chance he gets the knockout win, but note that Leo Mana Martinez hasn't been KO'd before. But just because you've never been KO'd doesn't mean you can't be knocked out. Saaiman could land that shot. I think he can put punches together well enough and get a KO. We're picking Cameron Saaiman to get this thing done. Don't love the prop betting side. I think money line is better, but obviously the value is on that knockout prop. Let's keep running up the card. Next matchup, it is Ian Machado Garry versus Kenan Song. Of course, the pick is Ian Machado Garry to get the win. He's going to beat Kenan Song in the weigh-ins, man. They boosted my confidence up for it a lot. Well, look at the officials. There is Kenan Song, decent enough physique, ready to fight. There is Ian Garry, who, not super muscular up top. He is very fucking lean. He's got the visible abs. He's coming to do some work in this matchup here. He knows this is a showcase fight. I think the UFC is throwing him this fight as a measuring stick for where he's at right now and kind of like as well as how far he can take this thing. There's the face-off. To me, Kenan Song looked like a guy who was going to get flatlined at the face-offs. I don't like the energy I got from him. I don't like the way he weighed in. To me, he's getting KO'd. We're going knockout win, Ian Machado Garry, with very high confidence, and I think it's in the first 2 rounds. As far as the odds, oh my gosh, minus 730 for Garry, plus 570 for Kenan Song. The KO for Ian Garry sitting at around minus 120. I don't normally recommend to go play a prop that's, not at any bit of plus money, but I think this one's a for sure thing. I'm going Ian Garry by knockout. He puts hands on Kenan Song and he KOs him in this fight. crazy they have an under 1.5 round for this one. I think it's going over, or excuse me, under a half a round. I think it's going over half a round for sure. Win, Ian Garry, knockout, showcase performance, KO in the first or second. We're picking Ian Garry. And even though I'm picking first or second, I don't love the under a half a round because I think Kenan Song could last 3-4 minutes with him before getting flatlined. Ian Garry for the win. I'm excited for his showcase performance. Next fight on the card, it is Julian Marquez versus Marc-Andre Barriault. I've been picking the Julian Marquez side in a true flip of a coin type of matchup here. There's Julian Marquez. He looks excited. Good shape for him. Barriault looks intimidating here, actually. Barriault's looking scary this week. The tattoos on his neck, he's not coming to fuck around. Marc-Andre Barriault is trying to make a mark. He's fighting Julian Marquez, who's an iffy guy to pick because Marquez is inconsistent as fuck. But it's not like Barriault is this grade A, always consistent performer. He's decent. I think that for Barriault to win, it would be clinch pressure and striking. But I think Marquez could hurt him on the feet. And I think also Julian Marquez is a better submission game. I'm going to pick Julian Marquez to win. Method of victory, I was going with decision earlier in the week. I could see a weird submission too. I like Julian Marquez. He's also an underdog in this fight. Not by a ton. These aren't crazy wide lines. He's a slight dog. We got what? Plus 130 for Julian Marquez. And then Barriault at minus 140. I like Julian Marquez. I'm saying he's getting this thing done. I think he's going to win it. But the method of victory is fucking with me. I was on decision, but something's whispering something else to me. Now, it's plus 615 for Marquez decision. But Marquez by sub is plus 510. Both are crazy wide lines. It's just Marquez is a proven finisher. Barriault, not an easy guy to finish, though, which is a reason I think it could go longer. Barriault, not much of a finisher. I'm going to pick Marquez to win. Official method of victory stays as decision. But don't be shocked if there's a weird sub by Julian Marquez. Picking him to get it done over Barriault. Next fight on the card. The ladies going after it. This is a big fight. Viviane Araujo versus Amanda Ribas. I've been picking the Viviane Araujo side all week long. I have her. She's an underdog. Now, as far as how things are looking on the scales, didn't think that it would be a big factor for me. Amanda Ribas, she looks solid. Araujo flexing the biceps looks good. But when we look at the face-off, something I do want to mention that I found interesting was the fact that even though Ribas is from 115, you tell me the size. These girls look the same size. At least from this angle, Ribas' arms look bigger. I don't know if it's just the angle there. Ribas looks like a real 125er. So the concern would be, can she get Araujo down? If you're picking Araujo, which I am, is because you think she's going to be able to control where the fight is at and fend off takedown attempts. Amanda Ribas could definitely be somebody that gets her to the floor if she's really filled into this frame. She looks like it here. So that's a concern. Picking Araujo, but I do have a weird Ribas intuition with how she looked on the scales that I wanted to talk about. Now, as far as this matchup, moneyline odds, it's plus 100 for Araujo and then Ribas at around minus 110 or minus 120. So I've been picking Araujo to win via decision. The line for that Araujo decision, plus 210. But I'm curious, what's Ribas by sub? Ribas by sub is plus 800. Even though I'm not on the Ribas side, and even though I am picking it to go long, the way the weigh-ins made me feel is as though this plus 800 line is stupid wrong. Because Ribas could win by submission here. It could be like a sprinkle prop if you're looking for a Hail Mary. Something to mention. Though, my official prediction is going to be Araujo, and I lean the money line side. Maybe you fucking hedge yourself. You had Ribas sprinkled to win by sub if she does pull something off. Not that Ribas couldn't end up winning a decision either, but I think Araujo wins it on the cards. And then if there is a finish, I would assume it's Ribas submitting her. We're going to Araujo to get the win. But very, very competitive fight. And at this point after the weigh-ins, it's by like this much, man. This is a fight. Next fight on the card. Derek Brunson, Dricus du Plessis. I've been on Dricus du Plessis to win all week. I know a lot of people like Brunson as a dog, but he's almost 40 and they're throwing him a real dangerous prospect with momentum. Dricus looks jacked and shredded. Brunson flexing the lats. He looks all right. He looks good. He looks like Brunson. Nothing to note, nothing to say bad about him. As far as the face-off, okay? The intensity was there, and du Plessis looks confident. I don't love the way Brunson looked. Not saying he looks scared or intimidated, but I got this body language feel from him. It looks like a guy that's going to get KO'd. I like Dricus du Plessis by knockout. My confidence on Dricus, I think, rose a bit after these face-offs, after seeing them on the scale. I like Dricus du Plessis more than ever at this point. I'm picking Dricus to win, and I'm saying it's becoming more of like a higher confidence type of pick. I think he's knocking out Derek Brunson. Now, as far as money line, minus 218, plus 195 for Brunson to win, I like props in this one. I'm propping it up. We're going knockout win, Dricus du Plessis. It's around plus 120, plus 140. It's not the greatest value line, but I think he's knocking out Derek Brunson in the second or third round. He's going to find that chin. I think Brunson could get tired. Brunson's striking's not going to be there with du Plessis, and I just have a very hard time seeing Derek Brunson taking down Dricus and beating his face in and knocking him out. This is a Derek Brunson who didn't finish Kevin Holland. I mean, he kind of just sat in his guard. Granted, yeah, Marvin Vettori, still wasn't able to get Kevin Holland out of there. I'm not trying to say MMA math or whatnot, but do you think that he's going to run over Dricus du Plessis now in a 3-round fight where du Plessis high action also? He's got a gas tank that he can go hard for 3 rounds. You would say, oh, he looked like he was fading in the Till fight. He gets second wins. We're going du Plessis by knockout. He's sleeping Derek Brunson, and I think he really is on the rise at 185. Let's keep running. Next fight on the card brings us to the featured prelim. It's Cody Garbrandt versus Trevin Jones. I have been on Trevin Jones to win this thing. I think he's going to knock out Cody Garbrandt. In their primes, who's the better fighter? No shit, it's Cody Garbrandt. This is not prime Garbrandt. This is Cody take a loss, and then he's only won 1 fight since his first ever pro loss, Garbrandt. A Garbrandt who mentally, I don't think is in the best spot. Physically, doesn't look as good as I've ever seen. He looks rough and weathered on his face. I'm picking Trevin Jones to sleep him. And it's a shame, but I think that's what's going to happen. Great for Trevin Jones. There's Jones, lean, ready to fight. There's Cody Garbrandt. He looks ready to go. I mean, he doesn't look bad. I just see stress. I mean, the hairline is concerning. I see stress on his face. You telling me you don't see what I'm saying about Cody Garbrandt? He looks stressed out. Even at the ceremonials, it didn't look to me like he was exuding this confidence of a contender on the come up. It seems like a guy trying to hold on to what was once there. Tragic at the end of the day, but that's the fight game. That's the fight game. Cody Garbrandt's getting chinned. I can see it from right here. He's getting knocked out. Trevin Jones is going to sleep him. And Trevin Jones is, I don't think, the next coming of a great contender. I just think that we're going to see a KO win for Trevin Jones over Cody Garbrandt. It's no longer Cody's time. He had his time now. And he's not even old. I mean, he's younger than Trevin Jones. But his pinnacle was here, and I think his valley is here. As far as the odds, Trevin Jones plus 157, Garbrandt minus 170. It would be crazy if Jones ended up winning a decision or something, and then we hate this. But I think knockout prop. I think a knockout prop's the way. Jones by KO, upwards of plus 320. I like that play. I don't think money line is bad, but I really feel like he's probably getting a KO win. I like Trevin Jones, guys. I think he's knocking Cody out. Not that he's the better fighter. He'll just find the perfect shot. Cody Garbrandt's chin worries me a ton at this point. It's not like Trevin Jones is a guy that's easy to finish. Does Cody go out there and knock him out in the first round? And if that doesn't happen, what happens with Cody in the second or third? I think he get caught, clipped, falls down, out cold. KO, Trevin Jones to finish out the prelims. We keep running our way up. And let's get to the main card. If you guys haven't yet, make sure you smash that like button. And if you're new to the channel, subscribe. It's Jamie Pickett versus Bo Nickal to open up the main card. This is the Bo Nickal showcase opportunity. Jamie Pickett is the opponent. He is a stepping stone. Obviously, we know that. If anybody has looked at the lines, you know exactly the way this fight is expected to go. I really think it's going to go just that way. It's going to be the Bo show. As far as the scales, we'll pull them up. Jamie Pickett looks normal. He looks like a guy who's going to lose to Bo Nickal. Bo Nickal doesn't look crazy, shredded, or jacked. He doesn't need to. What Bo Nickal's going to bring to the table is the freak wrestling ability. I think dangerous punching power that's very raw but developing. And his submission game looks solid. Donovan Beard was the most recent opponent for Bo Nickal. Very similar fighter to Jamie Pickett. Not as good, but very similar. Bo Nickal, I think, makes it look easy. There was also a funny, awkward moment between him and Chris Weidman talking about the Jamie Pickett fight because Weidman trains with Jamie Pickett. Now, as far as the face-off, what I saw was jaw movement, swallowing, fear in the face of Jamie Pickett. He is nervous because he knows I'm fighting against 3-0. It's supposed to be the next big thing. And he might knock me out. He might end my UFC career. Fuck, this is in front of so many people. Am I going to really lose to this guy? Yes, he is. Yes, he is. Jamie Pickett's already lost this fight. Mentally, no, he don't got it. This is the Bo show. Not even competitive. Bo Nickal's going to run him over. As far as the odds, I want to give you guys something playable from this. Obviously, you're looking at these money line odds. What the fuck? Minus 1390, the best value, and then plus 1125 for Jamie Pickett. That's crazy wide. Now, let's look at something real quick. Bo Nickal to get the win by submission, the official prediction from me, minus 160. Bo inside distance, minus 549. Nickal wins in round 1, minus 210. Nickal wins by sub in round 1, plus 100. I think that's your best value plays, this sub round 1, plus 100. If you got Nickal sub round 2, it's plus 700. I think he's getting it out in the first round. Nickal wins in rounds 1 or 2, minus 500. Under 1.5, minus 275, guys. That's the sneaky play. It's going under 1.5. Bo's going to run him over in the first round. Bo's going to run him over in the first round. Under 0.5 rounds, plus 175. If you can play that, I think it probably is under 0.5. This is the Bo Nickal show fight. He's going to showcase his skill set, and he's going to beat Jamie Pickett here. High confidence from me. Bo Nickal for the win. Next fight, it is Mateusz Gamrot and Jalen Turner. All week, I've been picking Mateusz Gamrot, who came in on a bit of short notice, but he's a monster wrestler. And I don't think Jalen Turner at this point is going to be able to stop this crazy chain wrestling attack that Mateusz Gamrot brings to the table. We'll pull up the scales. The pick is Mateusz Gamrot. There is Jalen Turner, who looks gigantic for 155. He's freakishly long and tall. There is Mateusz Gamrot, who looks shredded and ready to fight. Though you don't think he took this fight on short notice. It doesn't look like it. He's coming ready to fight. Let's pull this up. Where is it? Yeah, here's our face-off. Okay. Something to note. Jalen Turner is very skinny. He's a thin guy. To be 6'3" at 155, you have to be skinny. Mateusz Gamrot's going to be a stronger guy. And he's a grappler. You have to go the grappler here. The wrestling skill set, I think, is on display. Mateusz Gamrot, he's pretty jacked and in good shape, and I think going to bring a high-paced wrestling. I don't see Jalen Turner beating him. I see Jalen Turner getting out-wrestled for 3 rounds. It wouldn't even blow my mind if Mateusz Gamrot somehow strangled him. I like Mateusz Gamrot a ton here. Minus 201 for Gamrot, plus 192 Jalen Turner. Mateusz Gamrot to win. I'm officially picking the decision side over 1.5 rounds, minus 170 or even plus money at plus 125. That's sneaky. That's crazy to me. I do think it's probably going over a round and a half. If we see Gamrot winning by a decision, which is the official pick, it's plus 260. Gamrot by sub, plus 330, so a little better for sub. I see sub or decision in this fight, but more so the decision side. But I don't doubt Gamrot's finishing abilities. He's so fucking dangerous. Mateusz Gamrot to beat Jalen Turner. I'll call a decision officially. Short notice or not, doesn't matter. Because also Jalen Turner has got to prepare for a beastly wrestler on short notice when he was getting ready for a striker in Dan Hooker. It's Mateusz Gamrot for the win. Let's keep running. Next fight. I got a lot to say about this matchup. It's Jeff Neal and Shavkat Rakhmonov. Note this. Jeff Neal off weight 5 pounds. I guess he come in 4 pounds over the 176 limit. But for title fights, he's 5 pounds over. Shavkat Rakhmonov 171. Shredded and ready to go. We'll pull up the scales. But the official pick, you guys know, is Shavkat Rakhmonov. There is Shavkat. Looks pretty intense as always. There's Neal, obviously dejected with the weight miss. And then throws a sad flex. He looks sad. Jeff Neal looks sad here. So, I have some theories. Is Jeff Neal intentionally coming in a bit overweight because he's concerned about Shavkat Rakhmonov's grappling skills, that he wants a bit of an edge as far as that weight cut? Didn't cut the last 4 pounds to keep him stronger? I think so. But you've already fucked yourself by saying that. He is terrified of Shavkat Rakhmonov's grappling skills. Jeff Neal's striking is tremendous, but on the floor, he's going to get ran over. Earlier on in the week, I said decision. Coming in overweight, I think gamesmanship involved, and if it's not gamesmanship, what the hell's going on with Jeff Neal's health right now? Because he's had health issues in the past. Is he all right? I'm going Shavkat Rakhmonov, and I'm switching it from decision to finish. I think he is finishing Jeff Neal. Shavkat looks so confident as well. There's him facing off with Jeff. Jeff just looks like a guy who's going down. Let's pull up the odds, okay? Shavkat minus 483 is a crazy wide favorite. Neal plus 390. What's the under 2.5? Minus 145. I'm calling under now. I'm feeling under. The way Jeff looked, the weight miss, it's going under. It's going to be a finish. Shavkat to win inside of the distance. That sits at, you can find that minus 125 somewhere, but I'm seeing minus 220 at Bet Online. Rakhmonov to win by submission, which I think is pretty possible, plus 195. But he could get a KO, which is plus 285. I like that inside distance. I like that under. I don't know why I'm thinking there's a chance he KOs a really fatigued Jeff Neal. But I definitely think he could hurt him and then submit him. So submission, going to be the official method of victory pick, but I like inside distance. Shavkat is looking to finish Jeff Neal, and he's going to get him out of there. I'm picking Shavkat Rakhmonov to win, finish, high confidence pick. Jeff Neal, the gamesmanship, coming in overweight or health issues. One of the two, I don't like either. As it tells me he's not 100% on one side, or he's terrified of the ground game of Shavkat Rakhmonov, which means he's going to be terrified striking because he's not going to open up. Shavkat's going to kill him here. Shavkat show all day. All day. Co-main event, Valentina Shevchenko versus Alexa Grasso. I have been on Valentina all week, as the vast majority is. She's a disgustingly wide favorite, but 8th title defense, she deserves these crazy-ass lines. Against an Alexa Grasso, who's a great boxer, but I think going to be beaten with the kicks, beaten with, I think, grappling too. I think Valentina Shevchenko has the more well-rounded striking game, more tools, even though Grasso's got great hands. I'm picking the more versatile fighter in Valentina to win. She's one of the female GOATs for sure. As far as the scales, there is Alexa Grasso. She looks good. She looks cute. She looks in good shape. Alexa Grasso, I mean, she's got the look. She's in good shape. She's ready to fight. There's Valentina. Looks in good shape. Looks like some fucking chick out of a spy movie. That's the vibe I get from Valentina. As far as the scales, let's pull them up. Boom, boom. There is Shevchenko. There is Grasso. Not a crazy size difference. They're looking eye to eye. Grasso's the same height as her. Grasso's here to fight. She said she's going to make it a war. I think it's going to be a hard fight. Valentina's last fight was extremely hard, dealing with a dangerous grappler in Talia Santos. This fight is going to be a difficult one, dealing with the boxer in Alexa Grasso. Unanimous decision for Valentina. I think 3 rounds to 2, 4 rounds to 1, something along those lines, with Valentina getting her hand raised. Now, as far as the money line odds, they are ugly. Minus 649 for Valentina. That was Shavkat's line. Wow, that's crazy for Shevchenko. Plus 600 Grasso. It's so wide for Val. So wide. Over a round and a half? Minus 225? Yes, for sure, over a round and a half. Fight goes distance. What's that at? Plus 130. Shevchenko by decision. Plus 200, plus 175. I don't love that either. It's not great plus money. It's a long 5 rounds. I do think Valentina wins it by decision. I wish I could tell you to money line it, but the odds are crazy fucking wide. Over a round and a half, I think definitely happens here. I could see over 2.5 also, which is like minus 125. Yeah, I like those 2 overs. I think this fight's going longer. We're picking Valentina Shevchenko to get the win. And still, let's jump to now our main event of the evening. If you guys have not yet, make sure you smash that like button. And if you're new to the channel, subscribe. It's Jon Jones versus Ciryl Gane. All week, I have picked Jon Jones to win. I know a lot of naysayers are out there thinking Ciryl Gane's got the game to take out the GOAT. I don't believe he does. I think he's going to get manhandled as they get to the floor. Jon Jones, another thing I said is I'll find out a lot seeing them on the scales. He looked big. Let's pull up the official weigh-ins here. There's Sergey, the alternate who weighed in. We're not going to need him. Here is Ciryl Gane, looking thick as hell. Thick as hell and lean. He looks in great shape. Jon Jones, not looking as shredded, but he looks like a big boy. Those arms have doubled in size. The back, the shoulders. Jon Jones looks big, man. This is a heavyweight Jon Jones. He doesn't need to be the most shredded fighter of all time to be the best fighter of all time. Like he said, it's not bodybuilding, baby. But Jon Jones looks power lifter strong. And with the wrestling game that he has, I think it's terrifying for Ciryl Gane. I think Ciryl's going to be on his back, taken down. I don't love what Ciryl Gane said in that interview, whether it's true or not. Oh, he's not training between camps, but I don't even know why it's even being said. The hand injury, maybe, a bit of a concern. Jon Jones, though, is ready to fight. Jon Jones looks like a real deal heavyweight. They face off. Nobody's bigger here. Jon Jones might be bigger than Ciryl Gane. He came in heavier, 248 to 247.5. Jon Jones got half a pound on him. Jon Jones looked him up and down. He knows what he's dealing with. I think Gane is going to get controlled inside, taken down. Jon Jones rises to the occasion. So I've been on decision throughout the week, thinking it was going longer. But inside, I have to go with how I'm feeling. I'm going to go Jon Jones, ground and pound TKO. Seeing him on the scale made me feel more confident. Seeing him in the media day, seeing him at the press conference, everything Jon Jones to me has said is like exuding confidence. Ciryl Gane seems happy to be there, grateful for the opportunity, and always a dangerous fight, but not the guy to defeat the GOAT. I'm picking Jon Jones to win, and still the GOAT. New heavyweight champion, and greatness just personified here because holy shit. Chance of a lifetime for Jon Jones and for Ciryl. Heavyweight belt on the line. You got to love this shit. Jon Jones, minus 163. The favorite, Ciryl Gane, plus 150. I said Jon Jones was the lock of the week. Yes, it's the value lock of the week because I'm not going to tell you, the lock of the week is the minus 700 favorite Shavkat, even though he is. Jon Jones, lock of the week, value lock. He's getting it done. I'm picking him. I'm playing him. I'm going Jon Jones to win. Money line is your best attack because it's a very playable line. And also looking at Jon Jones to win, because I'm shifting it to KO. Decision initially was plus 215, but I'm thinking ground and pound TKO plus 435. I might consider playing that because I'm thinking if he gets on top of Ciryl Gane, he's going to look like a fucking monster. I think we got a new Jon Jones, a Jon Jones 2.0. He became a heavyweight over the course of 3 years. That's a long time. Ring rust, whatever. Certain guys can deal with all that. Jon Jones' MMA mind is, I'd say, the best we've ever seen. He's come back from layoffs before, and when he's motivated for matchups, Jon Jones is a fucking menace, and that's the Jon Jones I think we get on Saturday. I'm picking him to win. I'm going to say ground and pound TKO. I'm going from decision to now ground and pound TKO after seeing the official weigh-ins and face-offs. We're going Jon Jones. Before I send you guys out of here, though, we got to do the parlays. Let's see. What can we concoct and come up with to parlay things up? All right. I'm going the sick fuck parlay with things that I just feel tremendous about here. Actually, can we under 1.5 this? This is a good play. Under 1.5 on the Bo show could potentially work. Under 1.5 for the Bo Nickal fight. Jon Jones, Shavkat, plus 169. If you didn't even have Jones in there, what do you got? Minus 157. That ain't bad. That ain't bad at all. Ian Garry. What's Ian Garry's under? Under 2.5 for Ian Garry, plus 290. So Jon Jones, under 2.5 Garry, under 1.5 Bo Nickal, and Shavkat, minus 500. If you were at a book that really lets you go crazy with it, not every place will do this, and you added all this in, I still think this is a tremendous play also. That could be A1 money. But I want to give you guys some straights too, not just, everything as far as the favorites and whatnot that are less valuable. I want to like give you something value / likelihood. Trevin Jones, Dricus du Plessis, plus 280 for that one. If you like Cameron Saaiman, you go the South African parlay at plus 108. Playable. Gives you a little plus money action. Let's see, though. If we go Shavkat, I'm just going to go Shavkat Jones, Bo Nickal, Valentina, Ian Garry, as ugly as the line is. Wow, these are a lot of fighters for only plus 320. But I do think this happens. Tabatha, Ricci, another one you add in. And then if you said, fuck it, I think all these fighters are going to win, and I want to go dog money Trevin Jones. Then you get the big play, plus 1471. Be cautious with your bets, of course. I think some unders are going to come through. I think we're going to get some great finishes. As far as parlays go, you guys, you know, the confident picks you can see. And, like, yeah, a lot of these super confident picks are really big lines, too. But, damn, I like Trevin Jones by knockout to win over Cody Garbrandt a lot. And I think he's, you know, a decent, like, long shot parlay addition that you can add in if you want to, you know, bring a little steam to things and get some more plus money. I hope you guys enjoyed another breakdown, another week of content. Make sure you smash the like button if you're new, subscribe. Let me know what you think of the picks in the comments. And if you have anything to say, as always, just drop a W in the chat to boost the algorithm for your boy. Tune into that Fight Companion, my people. I'll be live for the entire UFC 285 card. You don't want to miss it. I also got ESPN Fight Center on screen, so I upped it with the stats too. Much love. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you all in the next one. Peace, everyone.